This is part 2 about active and inactive Ankh and staff authority, and why not everyone can carry Ankh and staff authority. And then to clarify those people that thinks that Ankh and staff authority are foreign practice, they are not African spirituality. Okay, if you check in ancient Kemetic artifacts and their pictures, you see that the kings, the pharaohs, the deities and the gods and goddesses, they always have Ankh. It's not everyone that is allowed to carry Ankh the way they carry it like this, but you can have Ankh like this, you know, for protection. You can hang it at your home. Because even the pharaohs and the kings that carries the Ankh, it was the spiritualists, the called spiritualist that is known in the community, that gave it to them. And before they were given this Ankh, some rituals, some ceremony were done to give them the Ankh. And the Ankh, when they give it to a king or a pharaoh, it was to protect them, because it activates a lot of spirits from the spiritual world. Okay? So any spirit that sees you with an Ankh, they know that you're protected, they will leave you alone. So when a pharaoh or a king carries the Ankh, it's automatic protection for them. So even the kings and pharaoh, they don't just go and buy it or get it. They have to go through the spiritualist that carries the Ankh. And it's not all spiritualists that carries Ankh. But majority of the spiritualists in Kemet that are called, chosen by the gods, they will carry staff. Because staff is a necessity in the ancient African spirituality. In some tribe, not all the tribe. This is why some people will find Ankh and staff authority foreign. Because in your tribe or in your country, you've never seen anyone carrying Ankh. You've never seen anyone carrying staff. Okay? So you find it foreign when an African is carrying a staff and an Ankh. You think it's foreign. No, they are all African spiritual practices. It's not a foreign spiritual practices. So this is why I always say your tribe, your culture is going to affect how you practice your African spirituality. So in my own culture, in my own tribe, my ancestors, they carry, the spiritualists, they carry Ankh. They work with Ankh and staff authority. So my ancestors are those people you always see that have this Ankh and the staff. But it's a close practice. In the ancient time, it's close practice. You might see the artifact, you might see the picture, but they don't really explain to you how to use Ankh or how to use staff authority. Even in this modern time, most spiritualists will not show you how they use staff authority unless you are under the training or you're seeing them working for you. But what they do to activate their staff authority, most of them will not even tell you. Yeah. So because for many generations, people have lost, African people have lost the knowledge of Ankh. So they see it as foreign. And even if you see it and you buy it, you just see it as fancy. You don't know the meaning of Ankh. Okay? So I want you people to bring back Ankh back, because it's more powerful than cross. It's more powerful than cross. Knowledge is power. I need to know who your ancestors are, how they used to practice African spirituality. Yeah? It's key to life. It's key to opening many doors in the spiritual realm if you are given to it. Because the spiritualist that carries the Ankh also, they are choosing to carry Ankh. Not all spiritualists that are choosing to carry Ankh. Okay? So when you're choosing as a spiritualist to carry Ankh, it's the spirit that gives it to the spiritualist. Okay? With staff, spirit can give staff to human being, and the staff will manifest in the physical world. And because if people don't understand how the spiritual world is, you know, everything is sounding like destiny world. Spirit can give you staff authority and it will manifest physically. You see the staff authority physically. Okay? Or when you're going to align your spirit, you know, if you're called, your spiritualist will buy the staff and do some spiritual rituals on it to activate the staff and give it to you. But it's going to be active because you're called to carry the staff. So if you go to buy the staff and you watch what spiritualists are doing online and you think it's going to be active, it's not going to be active. If you buy this Ankh and you want to carry it to do spiritual work, And you're not choosing by the spirit, by the gods and goddesses to carry it, it will not be active. So the benefit that you can have with this Ankh is that it will protect you. It will protect you. As soon as you have this Ankh with you, even where you're doing spiritual work, you keep it there. Negative energy will not come there. You only attract positive spirits. Yeah. I cannot say too much things about the Ankh, because it's close practice. But I will just tell you the basic things that you can do that is going to help you when you use the Ankh. Yeah. So Ankh will bring protection. There are Ankhs that are inactive and active Ankh. And there are people in Asian Africa that uses the Ankh and staff authority to work. So if you have not seen it in your tribe, in your culture, it shouldn't sound foreign. Just know that in Africa, we have different tribes. We have different cultures. And some people, their culture will affect how they practice their spirituality. It's good to know that in this tribe, this is how they work. In this tribe, this is how they work. In this culture, this is the difference. This is the rule. This is the restriction in this culture, in this tribe. It's good to know about that because you're an African, So yeah, the staff authority and Ankh are not foreign religion, because all this religion that you see in different countries or that are known, they all copied it from our ancestors, and then edited it to fit their way of controlling and manipulating people. Okay? Everything you're saying, because our first civilization came from our ancestors, but they don't want you to know about it. So anyway, Ankh is a powerful tool. You hardly see anyone who will come and reveal about Ankh online to you. They will tell you the basic things. But spirit that gives you an Ankh can come and teach you. Spirit will come and sit you down and teach you Ankh. So because in my past life I've used Ankh. I didn't even know I've used Ankh before. I've never seen it as important as like that. I used to see as, just Ankh. I used to think that the staff of authority is more important than Ankh until Goddess Medusa came and gave me the Ankh, not bracelet. It's not this one, another one, and then she sat me down and told me, why are you not using Ankh? You're supposed to use both Ankh and staff authority because this is what you've been doing in your past life. What you used to do in your past life before, you were still the same person. And your ancestor uses Ankh and staff authority, and I used to see my granddad used to use Ankh. So but I never find it so important because they never tell you anything about spiritual things that deep unless you're called and you're going through spiritual training before they can reveal some things to you. Otherwise, you just be saying it, but you will not understand it. So Medusa sat me down and taught me how to use Ankh, and then showed me in my past life how I used to use Ankh before. So I know some people will be thinking, Medusa is dead. How can she come? This is why I'm telling people to be close to your ancestors, because their body is dead, but their spirit is alive. You understand? Anyone that is dead, that used to be powerful before, when you venerate them, they can connect to you and do the same thing that they used to do when you are alive. And some spirits, when they see you and they like what you represent, they will come to you. Like me, I didn't know much about Medusa. She's the one that came to me. There are many spirits that comes to me that I don't invite them. They will just come. So yeah, so your foundation also is going to affect how your spiritual practices are. If your ancestors used to be spiritual people and they have good track record with spirits, so when they see you, the spirit, they know you because you are connected to that lineage. So they will always come to you. So your ancestors, they are powerful. I know that some of you guys that are in different parts of Africa, you don't know that you have lineage, you have ancestors from Kemet, Some of you are those powerful Africans that used to be spiritualists and performing many miracles and wonders in those days, that relocated to different parts of Africa. Okay? So anyway, staff authority and Ankh, they are African spiritual practices. Okay? And they are powerful, and you should have Ankh in your home. You're not going to find it in the supermarket, but you can go to people that create all these things. They can start producing it more so it can come out more often, and people will be able to understand what it means and what it represents. Okay?